Good afternoon, all of you. The chapter related to your literature is the next chapter related to your literature is Salim and Tansen, and we have discussed or we have covered half of the chapter already. Fine. Now I will explain the remaining chapter, that is just a minute. So, what we have discussed about the chapter Salim and Tansen, what was going on in the chapter, that there was a boy named Salim, and one day he was sitting at his father's shop. Out of his father's shop, what he was doing, he was peeling and chopping of the onions, potatoes and garlic. What he was doing, he was peeling and chopping. Fine. Then when he was peeling or chopping the onions, there was a thought in his mind that if he would be a son of king, or you can say if he would be a son of Nawab, he would not have been, there was no need to peel and cut off the onions for him. If he would, मतलब अगर वो होता किसी नवाब का या किंग का बेटा होता, so it was not a necessary part, it hadn't be a necessary part of his life कि उसको onions chop and cut करने पड़ते. Fine. But just then he completed his task of peeling and chopping of the onions, potatoes and whatever vegetables he was having. So he completed and he went inside the kitchen. He kept all the vegetables there, came back out of the shop, means his father's shop. Then he sat outside of the shop and he started basking in the sun. As right now Levin was saying that he was basking in sun today because it is too cold today. Fine. Basking in sun means धूप सेकना. Fine. So Salim also started basking in sun, and another thought was going on in his mind. Another thought. What was the another thought? Now he was thinking that he wanted to be a famous cook like his father. He wanted to become a famous cook like his father, and he was just imagining that one day when he will grow ahead, जब वो बड़ा हो जाएगा, when he will grow big, then he will be making or cooking the dishes like his father. Right now, so he is not so tall that he could stand behind the stoves. He was not at all so long that he could see in the utensils which are kept on the stove. कि वो अभी तो इतना लंबा ही नहीं था कि वो स्टोव तक पहुंच पाए या फिर उन बर्तनों में झांक पाए या देख पाए जो कि स्टोव के ऊपर रखे जाते हैं कुकिंग करने के लिए. फाइन. सो ऐसे ही सब कुछ उसके मन में चल रहा था. जस्ट देन he started imagining again that when the lunch time will be over, there was actually his father was really a famous cook. That's why there lot of people used to come to take lunch in his father's shop. So he was thinking that when their lunch time will be over, then he will go to play marbles with his friends. He was thinking that he will go to the street to play marbles with his friend. At the same time, just a song came in his mind, or some words came in his mind, and he started singing. What he was singing, peel and chop and slice them too, every day that is all I do, means it becomes automatically he made a song and he started singing that. He was thrilled, and again he was singing, but can you please tell me why these smelly onions make me cry? Means he made a complete song like that. Fine. When he was singing that song, Just then he heard a deep voice behind him. Someone was standing behind him, and the person was saying that your song is too good and the words are really interesting. The words which you are using to make this song or to sing this song, these are really interesting. And Salim started saying, I made them up. Means I myself made this song. कि मैंने खुद ने बनाया है. He was speaking like that. I can see this, but did you make up the tune too? The voice that was coming from behind him, that voice was saying that I can see that these words are self-made words. Means no poet can make this. But tell me one thing, कि words तो तुमने अपने आप बनाए हैं, but tell me one thing, have you made this tune also yourself? So that up to that chapter we have discussed. Now we are moving ahead. Salim shook his head. No sir, I heard that somewhere. A nice tune, isn't it? And he hummed it again. Now Salim answered him that no sir, it is not self-made. I haven't made it. I haven't made it. I heard that somewhere. I heard this tune somewhere, and a nice tune, isn't it? Then he asked the passenger, then he asked that person that isn't it a nice tune? कि क्या ये ट्यून जो मैं यूज कर रहा था, isn't it nice? अच्छी नहीं है क्या? He hummed it again. Hummed means गुनगुनाना. Okay, so he was humming. He started humming it again. Where did you hear it? The person was asking. The deep voice which was coming from behind him. He was asking that, where did you listen it? Where did you hear this song? Hear this tune. There is an ustad who lives in the lane behind ours. Every morning he practices his music and he often sings this. Salim grinned. Different words, of course. It's Rag Bhairavi. Fine. So the person, Salim answered him that there is an ustad. Ustad is called a musician type people. Fine. जैसे म्यूजिशियन होता है या फिर कोई डांसर होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड उस्ताद. सो सलीम answered him that a musician lives in the lane behind ours. Means where he lives, where Salim lives, behind his home there is a lane, there is a street where that ustad lives. Every morning he practices his music, and each and every morning that ustad practices for his music, to improve his music, and he often sings this. And that ustad often means usually, means अक्सर ये वाला भैरवी मतलब अक्सर ये वाली ट्यून गाते हैं. Salim grinned. Salim just started having a smile. Salim started keeping a smile on his face. Different words, of course, and he was saying कि different words में गाते हैं वो. The words which I was using, that words he doesn't use. That ustad doesn't use the same word. Different words. He sing this tune in different words. It's Rag Bhairavi. The person said, the person who was standing behind him, that person started saying, it's Rag Bhairavi. Oh, Salim picked up another potato. I don't know about ragas, sir, but I never forget a tune. Now, Salim was busy in his work. He was peeling and cutting on potatoes. So he said that, I don't know anything about ragas. I don't know this tune belongs to Rag Bhairavi or something else. Fine. I do not have a complete knowledge about ragas. जो rags होते हैं different, I do not have any knowledge. But I never forget a tune. But it's a quality inside me that whenever I heard a tune, I never forget that all. Fine. The man came and sat down near him. He laid his fingers on his lap and said softly, please sing for me, son. Now the man who was standing behind him, he came to Salim and he sat beside him. He sat near about Salim and he raised his finger. He just kept this finger like that in his lap. अपनी गोदी में इस तरह से दोनों हाथों को रखकर बैठ गए. And he said softly. Softly means बहुत ही polite way में. Fine. He said, please sing for me, son. He said, please sing a song for me now. Softly Salim sang all the songs he had heard the Ustad sing. The man sat before him with his eyes closed, at times tapping a finger to keep the beat. Where Salim sang well, the man would sway a bit and give a little approving nod. Now what was going on? See, Salim started singing. Softly Salim sang all the songs which he heard when Ustad was singing. Fine. So Salim sang all the song. He repeated all the song. The man sat before him with his closed eyes. The man was, you can say, the man has lost in his song. भूल गए, खो गए उनके सलीम के गानों में. When Salim was singing, he was just lost in his songs. At times, tapping a finger to keep the beat. At times means बीच में he was tapping as like this when we play a music also. Fine. So he was tapping his fingers. He was just using his fingers to tap on any on beats, or you can say on his lap only. Where Salim sang well, the man would sway a bit. When Salim was very very good at singing, the man was swaying his head like that. Means he was moving his head. That yes, he was enjoying that actually. That is the actually identification. That is the symbol that he was enjoying Salim's song. And give a little approving nod. And he was approving. He was just showing with it. Approving nod क्या होता है? जैसे सहमति में सिर हिला देना. When we want to approve something, yes, it is right. So he was also moving his head. Nod means होता है इशारा करना. Fine. So that person was moving his nod. Salim wondered who he was. He wore a simple silk robe and pajama and had wrapped a shawl around him. His shoes, though made of good leather and embroidered with gold, were old. He looks like a landlord, Salim concluded. Now, when the man was saying like that yes, you are singing very well, he was enjoying his music. Just then Salim was wondering, Salim was getting surprised that who this man is. कि है कौन आखिर ये, that who is praising me again and again. He wore a simple silk robe. Robe is called a long jacket type, जो हमारा tunic type जो चीज होती है. Fine. So he was having a simple long जो चोगा type जो कपड़े होते हैं, that is called robe. Fine. So he was wearing that kind of dress actually, and pajama also. He was wearing a pajama and long coat, and had wrapped a shawl around him. Wrap होता है किसी चीज को, you can say he was covered with a shawl. He had covered himself with a shawl. His shoes, though made of good leather. His shoes were made of good leather, means best quality leather, and embroidered with gold. And embroidered means कढ़ाई किया हुआ होना, means एम्ब्रॉयडरी की हुई थी उस पे गोल्ड से, मीन्स गोल्ड वायर से, सोने के तार से. फाइन. बट दीज वर ओल्ड, मीन्स उसके शूज जो है ओल्ड थे. ही लुक्स लाइक अ लैंडलॉर्ड. Salim concluded. Salim decided in his mind. Salim was thinking only in his mind that he may be a landlord. जरूर वो कोई लैंडलॉर्ड ही होगा, मीन्स जिसकी बहुत बड़ी जमीनें होती है. फाइन. Finally, Salim took a deep breath and sang his favorite tune. Now, at last, when so many songs Salim has sang, finally Salim took a deep breath. Means finally he wanted to sing his favorite tune. Fine. And after taking a deep breath, he started his favorite tune It always made him think of cloudy skies and the smell of wet earth after the first shower of rain. It was the song he sang when he was alone on the roof of the house flying a kite. Actually, it always made him think of cloudy skies. Whenever Salim think about this tune, whenever Salim sing this tune, he always thinks in mind about the cloudy sky. Means rainy sky जो होता है, when there is cloud in the sky, and smell of wet earth after the first shower of rain. Means whenever he sing this kind of tune, whenever he sing this tune, he always remember of the rainy environment, you can say. It was the song he sang when he was alone on the roof of the house, and this was the song he used to enjoy. Salim used to enjoy when he sits or when he goes on his house terrace. छत पर जब भी जाता है, fine, flying a kite, and whenever he flies a kite, so he always enjoy this song. When he stopped, the man said softly, "This is Rag Malhar. It's the best of all." If you having a little bit knowledge about Rag Malhar, एक छोटा सा मीन्स नाम से जैसे पता चल रहा है, द नेम इटसेल्फ इज टेलिंग अस राग मल्हार मीन्स रेन से रिलेटेड. फाइन. सो व्हेन सलीम stopped singing that song, the man said softly. Man told Salim that this is Rag Malhar. The song which you were singing right now, this is Rag Malhar. Earlier he was singing Rag Bhairavi. Now he was singing Rag Malhar. It's best of all. This is best of all. ये जो राग मल्हार है, actually this is the best ragas of all the ragas. Fine. It's one of my favorite too. The man looked thoughtfully at him. Would you like to learn music, son? Now, the man was saying, yes. And Salim was saying that it is my best favorite rag actually. The man also said to him that yes, it is my favorite too. This raga is my favorite too. The man looked thoughtfully at him, and man was looking at him. Man was looking at Salim, and he asked a question to Salim. That would you like to learn music, son? As he was a son of a cook, so he was not having the facilities to learn music because his father could not afford the fee, or his father could not afford the money to teach him or to get the knowledge of music. So the person who came to him, however, Salim was very much interested in to learn music, but his father could not afford him. So this person said to him that, do you like to learn music, son? कि क्या म्यूजिक सीखना चाहोगे? देखिए, think about the person, think about Salim, that he did not take a class, he did not get you can say any coaching or any class of music, but he was just listening to the another person and he was copying those tunes. And what's your name, Salim? The boy said, my father wants me to learn music, but we cannot afford it. So I am going to be a cook. Now now the man asked the boy, what is your name? Means, son, what is your name? The boy replied, the boy answered, my name is Salim. My father wants me to learn music. My father wants that I should learn music. He wanted that I should learn music, but we cannot afford it. But we are not having that much money. We are not having that much money with us that he cannot pay my school fee. So I am going to be a cook. And as my father doesn't have so much money that he can pay for my music classes, so I decided that I will be a cook only. Fine. Not when you can become a singer, the man said, I will teach you for free, but you will have to stay with me at the fort. So, what the person said? Not when you can become a singer. Means the person was saying, see, Salim was saying that because my father cannot afford my money, my father cannot afford my fee, so I will become a cook only. Now the person was saying that no, you are not going to be a cook. You would not have to be a cook. आपको cook नहीं बनना पड़ेगा. You can become a singer. You can become a singer, good singer. The man said, I will teach you for me. Means, I will teach you free of cost. I will teach you music free of cost, but only a single, you can say only a single, जैसे bet है, एक शर्त है कि एक ही आपके सामने शर्त रखी जाएगी that you have to stay with me at the fort. एक single condition है that you have to stay with me at fort. Fort means किले में रहना पड़ेगा, तुम्हें मेरे साथ ही रहना पड़ेगा. The fort, Akbar Badshah's fort. Salim looked disbelievingly at the man. Now Salim was very much surprised कि ये हो क्या रहा है आखिर मेरे साथ. I am just a simple cook's son and that person belongs to Akbar Badshah's fort. कि are you talking about Akbar Badshah's fort that I have to live there only? Salim looked disbelievingly. Disbelieve means he could not believe at last. Means because it was really a surprise कि he was just singing and someone comes to him and the person offers him that yes, you can come with me at my fort and I will teach you music also that you want to learn. Fine. So it was just Salim was just in disbelief that yes, he could not imagine actually the condition or the situation which he comes across. जो उसके सामने जो condition और situation है उसके बारे में सोच भी नहीं सकता था, dreams में भी. Fine. So this was all about for today's class. A little bit chapter is remaining and we will discuss the remaining exercise also tomorrow. Fine. Bye bye all of you.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye beta.
Bye, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye. Bye.